for our first example in this section, we want to find the least squares regression line for the 5-point data set. Now, this is a very time-consuming process, even for 5 points. So we're going to use our Excel and help us find this least squares regression line. Now, later on, we'll do an example where we make our little columns and so forth, so we can kind of see how it works. But it's really not necessary that you know and go through those large calculations. Let's instead, let me move this box over. I've moved my data into Excel, and I've just put the X's in column 1 and the Y's in column 2. So we're going to find our least squares regression line. To do that in Excel, all I have to do is I'm going to get the slope and the y-intercept. So I'm going to type equal slope in one of the cells, it doesn't matter which. And the thing we got to be careful about when we're using Excel is we need to put the known y values first. Notice it even tells me known y's. All right, so my y's are in column B. So notice the very first cell is B, row 1, so B1. Oops. And then the last cell is B5. So those are my y's. Now let's tell it the x's. The x's are in column A, so it's cell A1. And of course the last one is in cell 5. And now if I hit enter, there's the slope of my regression line. Now we also need to get the intercept. So the y-intercept, to get that, let's hit equal, and we're going to type the word intercept. And again, we want the y values first and the x values second. So my y values, again, is B1 to B5. And my x values A1 to A5. And there's my intercept. All right, so my least squares regression line. Now, I'm going to not type the little hat that normally goes over y just because it's difficult to get in Excel. But my slope is 0.34375. It always goes in front of the x. And then my y-intercept, we'll write out to the side, is negative 0.125. And there's the least squares regression line.